How long do your ad reads take? I know nothing about podcasts.
Good for you.
No, I think I'm about to do one, but
Oh, you are?
yeah.
Get ready for ad reads.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
If you're lucky.
Yeah.
I think you'll be
Well,
all
I
right.
mean, Poopies does ad reads, so if he does ad reads, maybe we should save it.
Yeah.
I don't know if we want to talk about it, but that's one of the greatest episodes I've ever seen.
Yeah.
When you're on there and you just can't believe what a nitwit he is.
Yeah.
Like, it's just dawning on you.
I love that you got it. Like, he messaged me and I was like, yeah. You get, like, because I was like, wait, what? Because I didn't know him that well, you know what I mean?
This was washing over you. You're like, what am I doing here?
I was prepped for it. So when he started talking, it was just
No, I think I told you about it. I'm
Yeah.
like,
Dude.
And then he
you
wanted me
were
to
great
go,
on there, but you're such a pro that you ended up like you help him so much. But Jason just couldn't believe it.
Dude, he goes, at one point, he got his phone out and he goes, just relax. You'll be okay. Oh, wait. This is a message for me. And I'm sitting right there, watching him read it, and look up at the guy that wrote it, and I'm like, what is seriously happening right now? Is this dude okay?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It made me so happy.
welcome. Here we go.
And I'm not Tony Hawk.
Okay, well, here we are. What's up? Johnny Knoxville's here. That's it.
Hello.
That's the intro.
Sick intro.
As we talk about other podcasts.
Oh man.
How have you been?
I've been good, man. Just been working, driving kids around, and have a new dog. So that's what's going on in my life.
Do you have a routine? Because of going everywhere and doing, like, films and stuff. Like you just said, you drive your kids around. That's
Yeah.
not all the time. Like, sometimes you have to go places for long periods of time, right?
Yeah, I try to shoot here these days. I just don't like traveling or being away from the kids.
Fair enough.
And I don't really go out. I don't know. I just like being home
Yeah.
with my girlfriend Emily and the kids and this rotten dog we have. I guess I do have a.
Is it hard to make that request or demand to shoot here?
Well, it's not a demand.
It's a preference.
Yeah, it's like if it's shooting somewhere else, and I'm like, well, okay, I just don't want to do it.
Got it.
That's awesome, though.
But sometimes I have to. Sorry.
Right. If it's, like, really cool, you're like, you know what? This is worth it? Or
Yeah. If it's something I really want to do, I'll travel to do it. But I don't know. Yeah. Were we even recording when we were talking about Jason's appearance on
Yes.
the Shittiest podcast? Okay, good.
We covered
Good.
it.
Because we had all this momentum, and then we said action, and then it went, well, we can cut around me.
I was just telling these guys, and then you probably, I don't know if you remember this, but one of the first times we hung out, remember the Ghost Bar? Was it Ghost Bar? Mondrian, the bar at the Mondrian?
Oh, well, I remember the first time we hung out.
Oh, when we were doing the ESPN commercial,
Yeah.
X Games.
And your
Yeah.
son was, Riley
Riley.
was like 2 years old.
He was like maybe 3 or 4, yeah.
Yeah, and he was showing me how to drop in. I couldn't do it then. I
Yeah.
can't do it now.
Yeah,
Yes.
You're one of the worst skateboarders I've ever met.
That was a random, like, you guys got the gig to do the X Games promos.
It's so fun.
It was so random. And then you guys were like in a van driving across the country.
Yeah, me and my friend Beautiful Jason. And thank God I got that gig because I had a new baby. She was just walking, and I was 3 months behind on rent. I was really at the end of my rope. And at that point, I started.
I mean, that was
Booking
before
enough
Big Brother.
commercials.
That was before Big Brother.
Yeah, that
was like-
right
that was like
be-
96,
right before Big
97,
Brother.
yeah.
Do you
I
think
went-
that kind of pressure put you... Because when I saw you, the first thing you were doing, I didn't even know if I want to you did some stuff that was like really dangerous, and it looked to me like, even because I skated Ventura when you dropped in and did that slam.
Yeah.
Where that was my home ramp at the
Wait,
time.
were you there? That was
No, but it was weird because it was my home
my
ramp,
board.
and then all of a sudden he's on my home ramp, and dropping in on the bit where that's the lowest part of the vert ramp,
Yeah.
and I was like, that's impossible to hurt yourself that bad on a drop-in. Like, in all my years of watching people drop in for the first time, that was the dumbest version of it. Like, you just leaped and shoulder blocked, and I was like, oh.
But
in the same video, you got a car ran you over, and the drop-in was 1,000 times worse.
Yeah.
I don't know how you did that, but it was quite an achievement.
I'm just super uncoordinated, and I didn't want to undercommit, and slide.
Oh, you did not. You did not You made it look like you were completely dedicated.
From the get-go, your foot wasn't even in the right place.
Yeah.
To start with.
I don't think it would have mattered. It wouldn't
I didn't
have
even
mattered.
ask.
Wouldn't have mattered. But the question is, do you think the tough times that you were willing to do? Because you seem like when you appeared to me, you were more committed. As a committed maniac, I was like, whoa, he is like, like whatever you can come up with, I will try it to get a show to get going. Do you think the money out of money, the baby and all that pressure was like, yeah, man, shoot me?
No, it was when my then girlfriend got pregnant, and I didn't even know it was a daughter, but I knew that my years of just spinning my wheels and doing nothing were over, and I couldn't be like, well, I want to be an actor, I want to be a writer. It was like, I got to go now.
Yeah.
And nothing has inspired me to get off my ass more than being responsible for a child.
Yeah.
And that changed everything for me.
Okay, so got you to have such giant testicles that you made yourself, Jackass and all these other things. You're huge, and then you did Jackass. I think it's 3, but with the bull riding, where I know all you guys. I know Steve-O. I know they're all maniacs, but I remember the bull where you played with it a little longer. And when you got out, everybody on the cage was looking around going, what the Johnny is another level. And I was like, you've already achieved greatness. You still have that drive that like out of everybody in Jackass, if you want to go, you're the one. Like, you're the least intimidated, it seems like.
I really love bulls. I love them.
Okay, how did that happen?
And yeah, like I do get I get lost when we're shooting, just because I want the film to be great, and I get more caught up in wanting the film to be great than kind of being concerned with, yeah. And I think I got kind of addicted to it.
Yeah. How is that now then?
What's that?
How is that now?
I'm more at peace because it's tough. Because after the last film and my last interaction with the bull and Jackass Forever, that was the gnarliest concussion I've ever had.
And you've had a lot.
And I've had a lot, but this one, it changed me. And the doctor said you can't have any more concussions.
Kevin Staub, are you listening? From shade to fresh fruit to privacy and natural beauty, let FastGrowingTrees.com help you plant your dream garden with their expert advice and fast, reliable shipping.
FastGrowingTrees.com's plant experts curate thousands of easy-to-grow plant, shrub, and tree varieties for your unique climate. Meyer lemons to evergreens and everything in between.
Happy plants, happy home, right?
Yeah.
Yes. But sometimes it's hard to know which plants will do best. No problem, because with FastGrowingTrees.com, you get customized recommendations based on your specific needs.
Wow, that was excellent, Tony. Woo. Plus, their plant experts are always available to help keep your plants growing healthy through the season and beyond.
No more waiting in long lines and hauling heavy plants around. With FastGrowingTrees.com, you order online and your plants arrive at your door in a few days.
We love Fast Growing Trees here because we can get great prices on plants. And with Fast Growing Trees, 30-day Alive and Thrive guarantee. You know everything will look great fresh out of the box, yo.
Join over 1.5 million happy fast-growing trees customers.
Go to fastgrowingtrees.com/wolf now to get 15% off your entire order.
Once again, get 15% off at fastgrowingtrees.com/wolf. Dude.
It's a cool name.
You get all the glory.
I mean, Hawk's pretty good too. I get all the glory. Do I?
Don't listen to him. Fast-growing trees.
Yeah.
When you say it changed you, do you mean it changed your perspective and your approach, or it actually changed you mentally?
It for several months, for up to 6 months afterwards, it changed me.
I know what you're saying.
I couldn't.
Down.
I mean,
focus.
just my cognitive tests alone. But the doctor, I took the test, and he came back and he had the results. He's like, "You have trouble focusing?" I'm like, "Yeah, sometimes." He goes, "Yeah, you scored a 17 on the attention portion." And I'm like,
17 out of 100?
20? He said, "No, out of 100. I'm like, "Oh." Yeah, and the rest of the tests weren't great either. But it eventually, yeah, I slipped into a crazy depression, and I couldn't even edit the film. Usually, I was useless for 6 months.
Yeah.
That's how I had a really bad concussion, and that's how I knew that I was jacked, because I was trying to edit something, and I was looking at the screen like I don't know how to do this.
Yeah.
Like I can't make this good or
I don't
make
edit,
sense.
but I had a really
But that was it. Exactly like that. There are those moments where those things you kind of take for granted. You know you can do it, and all of a sudden it's like I don't know how to do this. Something's wrong.
Not being able to edit was the least of my problems.
Yes.
I wasn't doing
I just meant like that was the trigger.
Yeah.
I wasn't doing any editing when I got really knocked out, but it was a couple months where a lot of times in the shower, or if it rained, something about water pouring on me would make me cry.
Wow.
And I'm like, I'm not sad, but if I took a shower, I'd start crying. And it took a couple months for that to go away, but I just felt depression.
Yeah.
Like wanting to, like I didn't have a hold on it. Like it could just come out.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, am I like down? Like nothing bad happened in my life. Like it was the same as yesterday, but I'm like, I am not right.
Yeah.
And then there was months, and then all of a sudden I'm like, wait a minute, I don't cry in the shower anymore. That was a close one. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
But when you get older, like Tony and I still are skating. You know, Tony had a giant injury, so and we're all, you know, it's more like obvious that what we're doing is dangerous, and we've got a lot of damage from the earlier years, but we love it so much that it's totally worth it. Like to me, boxing, I love fighting, but I can't fight anymore because I can't get hit in the head anymore.
Yeah.
But if I fall off on my skateboard and I hit my head, I know this sounds stupid. It's all right, that's worth it.
But it's different.
But I'm trying not to way more.
But it's way different for you because what you're doing is there is no.
Yeah, you're not trying to make it.
You're just going for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's an end result I'm trying to achieve.
Yeah.
I mean that thing with we could go into all of it, but when you crashed on doing the backflip on the motorcycle,
that
was a long-lasting injury.
Yeah, I had the catheter for 3.5 years.
Didn't it wreck your dick or something for a little
That's
bit?
what the catheter.
Twice a day. I tore my urethra because the motorcycle went up in the air and did exactly what Travis told me it was going to do. But in those instances when someone's giving me instruction, I'm not listening.
Oh, no.
I just want to.
Imagine Travis Pastrana telling you how to do a backflip, and you're like, "Yeah, sure, I got it, whatever."
Yeah, it's pretty, because Travis is under the impression that everybody has the same ability as him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, "What? Why did you make that?" And I'm like, "Because I'm not you dickhead." like I love like Johnny, just rip into it. It's like you could barely get to the ramp. And now you're trying to trick that, like, moto dudes, when they've been doing it for 20 years, like, I don't know. And you're like, I've been doing it for 3 seconds. And I'm like, dude, just, those guys don't care.
Yeah, and well, it's like, who is the BMX rider, Rick?
Thorne.
Rick Thorne was in the Matt Hoffman documentary. He's asking Matt how to do a certain trick, Matt Hoffman, and Matt's like, "Yeah, you just hit the ramp and go up and kick your legs around a little." And he's like, "Oh, thanks, Matt."
Yeah.
That was a perfectly logical
that's on
answer
brand
for Matt.
for sure.
Yeah, there's certain people in action sports that you don't ask for advice.
Yeah.
And Matt Hoffman is one
Hoffman,
of them.
Danny Way.
Because it's like, wow, you're the greatest
Yeah.
BMX rider that ever lived. You must know how to do everything. No, he doesn't. He doesn't know anything. If he tells you to do something, don't do it.
But with like that one, you knew in that moment that you blew it. You let go, right?
Yeah,
I mean, at one point you
Yeah,
go,
yeah.
"Oh, I did the thing that he told me not to do."
No, well, I didn't. I'm like not very in the moment. Like when I came off the ramp and let go of the motorcycle, I didn't know that I had just screwed up. You know,
Right.
I'm just like
Are you,
kind of floating above it.
you didn't think it was going to land on you?
I wasn't thinking.
Right. Okay.
You know that.
Yeah.
But I saw it descending rapidly, and I'm like, this might be a problem. But it broke its handlebars off of my crotch.
Oh my,
And Matt ran in and goes, "I've never seen that happen."
Yeah, I've never seen that.
cool.
Yeah.
Oh God. And just, I had to go to the hospital or whatever in the ambulance.
Was that the most long lasting injury? I mean, do you have residual effects from other injuries now?
Well, just my back and the concussions. I'm sure there's going to be some residual stuff there.
Yeah.
But your knees are okay.
My knees, I busted a little, but they're all right. Just my back and head.
Have you had like back surgeries or anything?
No, because I don't want to get it fused, which
Yeah.
is the last option I have.
Yep.
So I just try to exercise and
You
I found
stretch?
this. Well, the thing about me, I think what saved me in a lot of the stunts I've done, I'm hyper limber. So I'm naturally, I used to be able to put both my legs behind my head. So I can kind of accordion.
Yeah.
So that's helped me.
Yeah.
So I do stretch, but I'm already pretty
Stretchy.
limber. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That adds up.
I'm curious. Fast forward a little bit, but we did that ESPN commercial. I feel like that led you to some circles of Hollywood, maybe.
nah, I don't know if commercials.
But so I'm wondering how, like, when you got involved with Big Brother, how did you even make that connection? Did you know skaters already?
I knew Spike Jones, and he was shooting a commercial for, a video for the band Wax. And I remember the date because it was the date, unfortunately, of the Oklahoma City bombing. And Jeff Tremaine was in that video. And so I met him, and I was writing for a few magazines, and we got to talking. He's like, "Yeah, you come by Big Brother." And
And it was already part of Flint then, or no? Oh, it wasn't.
no,
wasn't
it
yet.
wasn't part of Flint then. I went down to, where was it? Manhattan Beach?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
where it was.
By world.
But it was I went down and saw him, but it was like a couple years before I ever did anything for him because I didn't know. I wasn't a skater, so I'm like, I have really no right to write for Big Brother but then I got the idea for the self-defense equipment I test on myself, and I pitched it to a few magazines, and a lot of people wanted to do it, but they didn't want to support me ahead of time. They wanted to
Just
do kind
in
of
case.
a negative pickup on it. You go shoot it and
Yeah.
buy all the shit, and then bring the finished thing to us. But Jeff was the only person who's like, "Yeah, I'll help you buy some of the shit, and we'll send a guy out to film with you." And in the end, he gave me the camera because went to pick up Dimitri that day at 6th and Cochran or something. And I'm like, "Get in." And he's like, "Okay, here's the camera. This is play. It's got tape in it." And I'm like, "You're not coming?" He's like, "I can't come." Because there was a gun involved and they didn't want.
I thought that someone was shooting it kind of
Yeah.
around the side, though, right?
Well, they let me borrow the camera. So Loomis was shooting.
Because they were all bailing on you.
No, Jeff, I think Bender was shooting the first 3 things. And then we got up to shoot the gun, and no one wanted. My friend Jeff Bender had unfortunately seen one of his friends, Paris, jumping off the roof of a motel, trying to jump into the pool. He's like, I don't want any part of this. And so Loomis, who's a drummer, but like, you know, had a shaky hand the whole time.
Yes.
It was amazing we got any footage. Like, if you see the raw footage, there's points where I'm got the gun pointed to my chest, and Loomis is just on the ground.
Everybody's freaking out.
Yeah, because, like, I'm trying to do it, and I have all these magazines underneath the vest, like they're going to help, right? But, and, like, they fall
kind of
out as I'm
magazines?
getting ready to shoot, and then I'm picking them up with the gun pointed at everyone over here. And then I'm getting ready to shoot myself again, and a car pulls up, and these tweakers are looking, they're all tweaked on speed, looking for the recycling center, and I'm like, I got the gun behind my back. I'm like, hey, go down here. I have no fucking clue. I'm just trying to get rid of them.
Yeah.
It was very chaotic that day.
And do you go to this place like when you said you did the flip with Travis's bike where you're not there anymore? Like, what were you thinking before you pulled the trigger?
I
Like,
hope this
obviously-
vest works.
Yeah, obviously.
You know, but you get so caught up in like, well, I said I was going to do it, so let's just
But
hurry
did you
up
think
and do
like
it.
if I do this, this is gonna be some sick footage. This is worth it.
No, I wasn't that bullish on it, but I felt like, okay, I think this is an interesting idea, and I feel like something will happen with it. I didn't know.
It's definitely one of the most memorable things from Big Brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Element is a tasty electrolyte drink mixed with everything you need and nothing you don't. That means lots of salt with no sugar. It contains a science-backed electrolyte ratio, 1,000 milligrams sodium, 200 milligram potassium, 60 milligrams magnesium with none of the junk. That's right, no sugar, no coloring, no artificial ingredients, no gluten, no fillers, no BS. Element is perfect for anyone, including people following a keto, low carb, or paleo diet. It's got electrolytes. And electrolytes are very important for your body, including the conduction of nerve impulses, hormonal regulation, nutrient absorption, and fluid balance. When you sweat, the primary electrolyte loss is sodium. Athletes can lose up to 7 grams per day. When sodium is not replaced, it's common to experience muscle cramps and fatigue. Take it from me. I know these things because I experienced them in the past. Since using Element regularly, I have felt so much better. Element is used by everyone from professional skateboarders and athletes like us to everyday moms and dads. It's important to replenish electrolytes after almost any situation. Right now, Element is offering our listeners a free sample pack with any purchase. That's 8 single-serving packets free with any Element order. This is a great way to try all 8 flavors or share Element with a salty friend. I'm supposed to point to Jason, but he's not here. So I'm salty that he's not here. Get yours at drinkelement.com/wolf. Again, he's not here and he still gets the wolf codes. What's up with that? This deal is only available through our link. You must go to drinklmnt.com/wolf. Element offers no questions asked refunds, so you can try it totally risk-free. You've got nothing to lose, except your friend who's supposed to do the reads with you.
And helped to launch Jackass. I mean, in a lot of ways, right?
Yep.
Yeah, because Jeff and I were trying to think of things to do together, and that kind of crystallized it. But we also had this insane group of characters at either working for Big Brother or in the magazine. It was a special group of nuts.
I remember, I think it was Jeff leaked the pilot to me on VHS.
Right.
And I had it, and I felt like I had some crazy bootleg, like snuff video. Because it was so raw, and I would show it to people. I go, yeah, they're gonna put this on MTV, and everyone's like, there's no way that will ever go on MTV.
Right. A lot got on.
A lot got on, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there were a couple of things in the pilot that obviously
We couldn't put the gun on.
Yeah.
No.
But that Jeff put that in the history of Big Brother doc he did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dumb, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was going to tell the story just because it was so right around that time when I got the pilot, and we knew each other. We knew each other from the commercial, obviously, but then through Big Brother, and we met at the Mondrian with Matt Hoffman.
Oh yeah.
And they did not want to let us in because we look like skaters. We're not Hollywood types or whatever. And I think we finally got in because I was staying there. And then, you know how the
They weren't even going to let
bar,
you in and
no,
you're staying there.
Not at all. We're not cool enough. And then the bars around the pool.
Yeah.
And then remember they have like these weird sort of garden walls and they had plants.
Big,
on the
beautiful
wall.
trees, potted trees.
Yeah,
You
potted
love that
trees.
place, huh? You know when I go there, because I love that place, there's like a thing, I think I've told you, there's a movie that might have been something to do with you that I watched because I was back when I didn't sleep and I was up at 3 a.m. and that movie came on and I was like, I see that guy looked like me when I was younger when he had hair and I'm like, I feel like, why am I relating to this? And then it got me. Like that movie probably wouldn't have moved me on a Friday night, but at 3 a.m. I was like, this is a real...
What movie?
The movie with the guy that's from Blade. It's not about you, but it's...
the Stephen Dorff
but
somewhere.
He's at the chateau all the time.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
and it may and like I just there's so much history in that place, and I always wanted to go there, but every time I go, I'm like, where's Johnny Knoxville?
Oh,
Yeah, I used to live there.
You did, huh?
Yeah, pretty much. Not like officially, but I'd be there for a few weeks and home a few weeks.
That sounds so cool.
Yeah, well, it was pretty chaotic time. I was pretty good
The thing
at...
I'm talking about was at the Mondrian.
Oh,
Which-
sorry.
Yeah.
My bad.
But the Mondrian was like the bar in the 90s, late 90s, right?
Yeah.
That was like that was the place to go. And so
Okay.
we were like, oh, let's go there because I'm staying there. Not Chateau. Chateau wouldn't allow for such tomfoolery that was going on. But so there's this wall, giant potted plants, and he's like, this plant needs water. This plant is starving, needs water. And he throws it in the pool. And I remember seeing the trail of soil just start to like disperse all over the pool. And before it hit the ground, we all got kicked out.
Yeah, they weren't... Actually,
They wanted to call the cops.
they didn't
kinda
kick us
fair.
out. They detained me.
That was
Yeah.
it. Yes.
And they were holding me, and I thought it was about 50 feet from the door. I'm like, I can shake loose of this. So I shook loose, and they just all gang tackled me like within 10 feet. And then they handcuffed me, right? I was handcuffed, waiting for the cops.
Throwing a plant.
Were you there? Was you standing next to him when he was handcuffed?
No, I wasn't. I was with Matt, but we were both kind of just watching.
Because you went in there with him, right?
Yeah, but they didn't think we were accomplices.
Yeah. So they
okay.
were scot-free, but so I'm handcuffed, waiting for the cops, and this guy comes up, this young punk comes up to me, he starts going, oh, you think you're tough? I'll kick your ass, and yada, yada, yada. He was like he wanted to fight me, and I'm handcuffed.
Yeah.
And Matt Hoffman is literally the sweetest guy on the planet. And I've never seen him angry until then.
Wow.
And he came over and he looked at that guy and he's like, oh, you're going to fuck him up? He's like, do you want to learn about pain? I know about pain. And I was just like terrified. Like, like your dad gets mad or something.
Yeah.
You know, I was like,
wouldn't like me
I
when
see
I'm
where it
angry.
all comes from in Matt.
Yeah, he really does know a lot about pain.
Yeah.
Like if anyone can say that and be intimidating, it's him. He's like Hellraiser, but
You
on
don't
a
want to
BMX.
compete with me in pain.
Yeah.
'Cause I'll win.
That guy walked away quick. And eventually they let me out of the handcuffs and just told me to leave. And I was banned from there.
Why were you such a trasher of stuff?
I don't know. You get
Are
a
you a
couple
punk rock
drinks.
guy? Like, what's-
No. I'm a coward by nature. I just get a couple of drinks in me, and
Because that's pretty ballsy. Like I feel like there's a huge chance someone's gonna punch me in the face if I throw a tree in the pool.
yeah, but I don't think that's. So you get punched, you know, right?
That's it right there.
Man.
We just reached the heart of it.
Man, boy, do I respect
Yeah,
you,
that's
man.
it.
That's
But-
really cool answer. That was really cool. Yeah. Then there's that, I guess.
Yeah.
I always found
That's
it
the
emotional.
mantra. That's the
Johnny.
mantra of Jackass.
What's that?
I always found it emotional when people punch me in the face.
Oh,
Like,
really?
It's not the hurt. It's that they're so mad. They so don't like me that they were willing to punch me.
Oh,
in the
it hurts your
face.
feelings a little?
Yeah, way more than the pain. Way
Wow.
more.
And that's every time? Like,
Yeah. Like if I fight in the gym, I don't care if you kick me in the face.
Right,
But
right.
if you're mad at me at a bar and you punch me in the face, that's really upsetting.
Wow. I understand. I'm pretty sensitive too.
I wasn't trying to be that guy. You know?
But I've seen you. I mean, we've obviously seen your work, and you have this ability to push people just to their limit, but then pull it back.
Yeah, I try to get them just a little over their limit and then bring them back. Like if I'm pranking someone.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Because you don't want to, you can't get them as so mad that they punch you, because not that I care about getting punched, is
Obviously.
like suddenly they're going to break their hand on your face and you've hurt them. You know? So
and they won't sign the release.
and they're not going to sign the release. So I want to get them right to that point and calm them down, and then get them angry and then calm them down.
Whether you want to get more fit or get more done at work, there is one thing that will help, and that's better sleep. With Miracle Made Sheets, you can tap into the power of self-cooling temperature regulation, which has been shown to improve deep sleep quality by over 20%. Right, Jason? Oh! Right. Using silver-infused fabrics originally inspired by NASA, Miracle Made Sheets are thermoregulating and designed to keep you at the perfect temperature all night long, so you get better sleep every night. These sheets are infused with silver that prevent up to 99.7% of bacterial growth, leaving them staying cleaner and fresh 3 times longer than other sheets. No more gross odors. No more, no more. Miracle Sheets are luxuriously comfortable without the high price tag of other luxury brands and feel as nice, if not nicer, than bed sheets used by some 5-star hotels. So if you're a baller, you know. Clean sheets mean less bacteria to clog your pores and fewer breakouts and other skin problems. Go to trymiracle.com/wolf to try Miracle Made Sheets today. And with Father's Day right around the corner, this is the perfect way to give someone you love the gift of better and more luxurious sleep. Save over 40% and be sure to use the promo code WOLF. What's up with that? At checkout to save even more and get 3 free towels. Miracle is so confident in their product, it's backed with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you aren't 100% satisfied, you'll get a full refund. Go to trymiracle.com/wolf and use the code WOLF to claim your free 3-piece towel set and save over 40% off. Again, that's trymiracle.com/wolf to treat yourself. Thank you, Miracle Made, for sponsoring this episode.
How is the new show?
God, you know, I am really happy with it.
Yeah.
It's the prank panel on ABC. Jimmy Kimmel called me and said that he had a prank show where we would do wish fulfillment with, like, people come in and they want to prank their moms, dads, brothers, sisters, and because their siblings or parents have pranked them a lot, and they have an idea how to do it, and they pitch it to us, and we decide if we're going to do it. And we obviously augment their idea or sometimes rewrite it. But yeah, Eric Andre and Gabourey Sidibe are doing it with me, and it came out great.
Yeah.
I didn't think we could get away with so much on ABC.
Yeah.
Yeah. We did a sneak preview on May 24th, which went great, and the rest of the series continues in July. I wish I could remember what day in July, but July. Look at my Instagram, and it'll tell you. So
You're not getting hurt, are you?
no, I'm.
You're like,
It's
that's
not
a
stunts.
good
It's
idea.
pranks.
Okay.
But are you in the pranks, or are you behind the scenes?
No, I didn't. You know, Eric appeared in a couple of his pranks, but I didn't appear in any of my pranks just because I just don't. I get really, like, I don't want them. It's hard enough because we're pranking one person, right? And it's almost impossible to do what we're doing because you line up a prank and you have the prank idea and you bring in 10 different groups of people all day long doing the prank over and over. We only have one shot at this. So I don't want my big dumb face being the reason that the prank gets blown.
Right.
So
if your face is there, it is troublesome.
yeah, it's a big dumb face.
Wait, I'm like,
Period.
wait, Johnny Knoxville's here. I'm definitely looking
At
behind
what
me.
point? But
I'm like, wait, what?
I always wondered that
happening?
about Jackass. I mean, I saw it coming, but when it started getting popular, I was like, well, how can you keep doing it? Because people recognize you. At what point did you realize that was going to be a problem?
Well, after going into the second movie, it's going to be tough. So that's why we started pranking the cast more. And
I see.
it's more satisfying too, because we can go so hard at them.
Yes.
And like me, they are very sensitive, and and sometimes they cry, sometimes they yell, but they give great reactions.
Do you still punch everybody in the balls all the time?
Not as much.
I was telling these guys every time I was on a Jackass set, I was always either covering my drink or covering my crotch.
Right.
And you can't really do both, so sometimes you got to just hold your drink near your crotch and hope for the best.
I've consciously I gotta give people a break a little bit. You know?
I did stand up the other day, and it was this thing where you have to pull stuff out of a bucket, and one is stories, and you have to make a joke out of it, and the other one's stunts. And in the bucket, every week, there's one thing in there that says dick punch, which means somebody punches you in the dick. So I pull it, and my friend goes, I'll get my wife to do it. And I was like, yeah, that sounds pretty cool. And then the wife comes up, and I've met her a couple times. She was like, and I was like, yeah, good. And she's like, I'm going to go. I'm like, yeah, you'll be all right. Just wing it. No problem. And she uppercutted. So she didn't hit my dick. She went under and got both testes, both knuckles just.
Wow.
And fully dropped me. I remember, on the ground, my face. You know when you hit the ground, you don't put your hands out because your balls are that sore. My cheek hit the floor, and I was like, wait.
Do you think that was the biggest laugh of the night?
I won. I was the funniest guy of the night. And I think it was because I went down for a dick punch.
That's it.
How long have you been doing stand-up?
3 or 4 years now.
See, that's...
I was with Rachel Wolfson in Portland 2 weeks ago.
Oh, that's good.
She smokes a lot of weed.
Yeah. She likes those left-handed cigarettes.
Yeah.
See, that's scary to me. She does.
Yeah.
That's terrifying to me. I did stand-up when I was... I heard Eddie Murphy did it when he was 16, so I think I was 15 or 16, and I wrote a set 5 minutes and went to the Funny Bone in Knoxville later in the week and did a routine. I was terrified because I'm public speaking and being in crowds have always frightened me.
Yeah, me too.
So that was I have a lot of admiration.
But how long did you do that for?
Once.
Wait, you did a fucking stand-up
Did you get laughs?
set.
Huh?
Did you
Yeah,
get
I
laughs?
did. I did.
But that didn't.
And
that
then
didn't
never went
turn
back.
you?
No, it's too scary. I was like, let's never do that again.
Wow.
Yeah.
You never thought about, I guess you don't have to, but it is a thing that if you're passionate, you can make it work, but there's natural ability, and if anyone's got it, it's you. Just you've got other jobs that you're really good at, so you don't need to, but yeah.
No, it's very kind,
It'd be
but
great.
it's too stressful. It's too stressful for me.
Once you get past it, because to me, I felt like the first couple of years, I was, because I'm the same. I don't like the whole, I'm not experienced. I'm not the best guy. I'm going to go out and do mediocre jokes to all these people. This is going to suck. But after doing it and being like, oh man, I don't even know why I'm doing it anymore. Or the ones where you do it and you suck and you leave and you go, I thought I was going to suck and I sucked. This sucks. Why would you do this? And then I'm driving home by myself at 1 a.m. I'm like, what? Dude, you've already done stuff. Why are you here torturing yourself?
Right.
But you break through a wall. And then now I'm just like, I don't even think, I try not to think about what I'm going to do until they say my name. And then I just grab the mic and I go, I know I got it. I know, because I'm funny. I've been working at this. Go mouth, and it goes.
Yeah. I was talking to some comedians about it, and they told me that you have to learn to love to bomb.
Yeah, they all told me that too.
Yeah. Because I think that's probably one of the big fears, right? It's you're going to just die out there.
It's like skateboarding to me when you bomb. Because when I can't make a trick and I go home, I can't get it out of my head. I'm like, if I just had to turn my shoulder, if I go back tomorrow and I turn my shoulder and I keep visualizing me rolling away and I'm pissed that I didn't make it. The same thing when I bomb. I'm like, I've bombed, and then someone went up and ripped, which was even more reassuring that I sucked. It wasn't the crowd's fault. You know what I mean? Like, this guy, it's me. And I couldn't sleep that night. I was like, what did you do? How did you walk up? Was it because did you not have conflict? Did you flinch at the start? Right. Which bit was the bit that made people go, I don't know. And then I'm like, whatever it was, figure it out. And I'm like, wait a minute. you're doing the same thing you did with skate. Like, I just got to figure it out. I just want to be good at it.
I don't think you can draw those parallels in the movie industry though.
What?
For bombs. Because you don't
Well,
get the big
Okay.
second.
Well,
That's a
I
good-
would
that's a
know.
good- yeah, I wanna hear- please answer that question.
That wasn't directed at anyone in particular. I'm just
you were
stating a
looking at
fact.
me, Tony. Yeah, sometimes there's so many things on a film that can go wrong. It's amazing that they ever go right.
Did you ever think that one of the Jackass series wasn't going to live up to the previous ones?
Well, after we did the first movie, I'm like, we're not going to top that. So
Right.
I had such an irrational fear of doing. I'm like, I'm done. I don't want to. It's the stakes are too high. But then we were shooting Wildboyz, and I went to Russia with them, and I was really excitable over there. Just, I don't know, going for it. And I forgot I was wanting to do one stunt that could have ended really bad. And Jeff pulled me aside. He's like, look, if you're going to go this hard just for basic cable, let's do another movie. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if we can top that. And me and Spike and Jeff got together at the chateau, had a dinner, and Jeff finally is like, we don't have to top it. We just have to be funny. And that took away all my fear.
Yeah.
And that was when we decided to do it. And he just positioned it that way. And I remember Spike did something to me that night at the table, kicked me under the table really hard. And so I just take my dinner plate and I put it down the back of my pants. And they have the biggest dinner plates, right?
What is with you?
And so we
You're just trying to get kicked out of every cool hotel.
What?
Is that what it is?
What? When someone kicks you, why do you put your food in the back of your pants?
No, I just put the dinner plate in the back of my pants. And so we walk outside, we're all walking outside, and I walk up behind Spike, and I bust it over his head, and the plate just powders. It powders. And he was like, what the hell did you do that for? He came and punched me a couple times.
What?
And but it was so funny. and I never do things to Spike. Like I don't think I've done anything to Spike before or since then. But that night I just and next time you're at Chateau, if you're ever at the Chateau, look at their dinner plates. They are thick.
I love that. That was like the handshake deal.
Yeah.
We're doing Jackass 2. That was the contract negotiation. We did it.
I'm pitching a TV show right now where I meet the person that's in charge. I'm gonna be like, let's have a meeting at the chateau. I got a great idea.
But back to my question: when did you realize just doing the series as it became popular? Like I know you talked about number 2, but was there a moment where you're like, oh, we're not going to be able to be in public to do stuff in public because they know who we are?
Oh, you mean on the series?
Either one. I feel like it must happen during the series.
Yeah, we would try to pick and choose who you're pranking. Like we wouldn't go to a skate park and prank people because it's a bust. So you but it was tougher then because we didn't do as much research ahead of time on who we're pranking. Now we would just go into a place and start pranking somebody.
Yeah.
Into a business. And often in those times, the owner of the place is not going to sign the release, so you lose all the footage. Then we're like, okay, we'll get with the owner, make sure that he'll allow us to prank his employees. Can't tell them, obviously, and then we'll kind of ask the owner about his employees. Do they watch many TV shows,
right.
or we try to get intel.
Yeah.
And a lot of times that's pretty helpful. So
That worked.
yeah, we did go into situations where the owner did say something to the employees. But I know instantly if I'm pranking someone and they know.
Onto it.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, let's just walk away.
Oh, wow.
You're not going to use that footage
Right.
if they know.
Yeah.
So because
They know, but they are trying to act surprised.
yeah, then we're not pranking.
terrible,
Then
yeah.
we're just acting.
Yeah. Right.
So we just shut it down and wait for the next person to come.
Because you know that doesn't work. Like you've tried to use the footage and go, oh,
We would
man.
never use we would never use footage if someone knew they were being pranked.
All right.
Because like the truth is all we have, you know? Well, gravity helps. The truth and gravity is all we have going for us. Ignorance and adrenaline, I guess we have that too.
I was going to say, those are pretty helpful.
We got a lot on our side.
What about prosthetic wise? Like, I know, like at this point now, if you're a grandpa, like everybody knows that guy, but why not make a whole new person? Because until grandpa showed up, I didn't know that guy. That guy could have pranked me.
Well, at this point, I wouldn't have to use any prosthetics for Bad Grandpa. Just some glasses, a bald cap, and some clothes. And
I remember somebody saying that to you a long time, like many years after the first Jackass. Somebody was like, "Man, you look older," and you were like, "Yeah, it's been 30 years, dickhead." And I was like, yeah, that's a really like what do you look like 30 years ago?
Yeah, I went
asshole?
through a good 10 years of that.
That's why it was you too.
Oh, you look older. I'm like, I am.
yeah,
It happens.
Time passes.
Yeah, a lot of times people are sometimes nervous when they come up to you and they don't know what to say.
Yeah.
And sometimes people are just dicks.
Yeah.
You know, you just gotta like, I don't know.
But was it? So I want to go Bad Grandpa. Was that hard to do to keep a storyline thread?
That is one of the hardest. That's probably the hardest
like a
film
Borat-
that I have
Borat
ever done in
concept,
my
right?
life. And I didn't want to do that movie either.
Why not?
Because I remember we went to Paramount to pitch 2 movies that day. One was Bad Grandpa, and this other idea was one I wanted to do with the Broken Lizards guy and Willie Nelson as he was playing this like kung fu master ass kicking character. And that's the one I wanted to do. But we pitched them both, and they're like, "Oh, Bad Grandpa." And I remember like me and Tremaine and Derek Freda walked out of that meeting like, fuck. We were all so bummed that movie got chosen.
Why did you bring it to them?
Because we're stupid.
Just to give them choices?
Is it a good idea? Because you were like, in case they don't like the
I think deep down we knew that was a good idea, but it was so daunting because when you go into doing just one prank, you don't know if it's going to be successful. But when you go into doing a whole movie with a storyline, a prank movie that way, it was just mind-blowingly terrifying. And yeah.
So you went into a scene, you say, okay, we have to get from this to this in this scene?
Not at first. But I did had a moment where after the first day of shooting Bad Grandpa, wasn't even footage that ended up in the movie, but we had a lot of success and it was fun. All my anxiety, which I have, completely went away after that. And it was like, we got this.
Yeah.
after the first shoot.
After the first day.
Why? Just because it was fun? You felt like it was
I felt like
easy?
I just felt like we got this. We can do this movie.
Huh.
So after that, it was just that part of it was fun. And to answer your question, which was
Just trying to make the story continue.
so we had a very loose story when it started, right? We started in I don't know. We started in September, October. Shot for a couple months and got some really funny pranks, right? But I didn't know where I was within the movie because it was a very loose narrative. And finally, Spike read the pages of what we had put together, and he's like, "This isn't a story. What are we doing?" I'm like, "I don't know." And so we shut down for a whole month, and me, Jeff, and Spike worked on the story. We'd bring in other writers and really nailed down the story. And so when we went back after the first of the year, I knew exactly where I was within the frame of the film, and it helped so much. And that's when we really started zooming.
Right. So that means it wouldn't be that difficult to do again?
Yeah, it would be difficult
Because
to
you
do
know
again.
all the.
No, but you got to come up with a story. You got to come up with the pranks. That's not easy. And then not only that, you have to execute the pranks. It's very tough. I'm not saying it's impossible. I think it's more doable in my head than the first time. That's
Right.
for sure. We could. I thought about it, and I also thought about. I think Tony brought up doing another character.
Yeah. 'Cause
And I've noodled on that a little because that's doable too. I just
Yeah.
haven't landed on anything yet.
right.
But it would definitely be something that would require prosthetics. I mean, a disguise.
I
You
think
look
so.
good, dude. Don't do that.
Oh, come on.
You do.
Oh,
Your hair got gray, but your face is holding up. You're great.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, just for my own comfort, because I don't think I would get recognized as much as I used to, but just for my own comfort in my head, I would probably do something.
It's easier to
Because if I'm anxious
hiding.
and I'm thinking, oh no, they're gonna see this and see that, and I have to make myself comfortable because I already got too much
got it.
going on.
Yeah.
So
It was interesting doing. I got to do just the intro thing on Jackass Forever.
oh
But seeing you more in the director's role, because every other time I've seen you, you're right in the mix, and you were in the mix, obviously there, but it was very much like you felt like you were a bigger part of the production, just from my perspective.
well that was. But by the way, bless your heart, like. We're like, hey, Tony, you want to be in the beginning of Jackass Forever? And he's like, sure. What time do you need me there? Doesn't ask one question.
Yeah.
And then he gets to say, what's happening? Well, this giant Godzilla monster is going to puke on you. He was so down.
That was really well put.
But that was
They weren't
like,
hiding it.
You got jizzed on, son.
Yeah,
got jizzed on.
It didn't read that way. It was definitely the
I bet.
Ponyosaurus. What was it?
Yeah, the Ponyosaurus. Tony got cummed on. Oh, God bless him.
I have a photo in my office
He's such a team player.
of Tremaine and Spike and me, like, hey, and I'm just like dripping,
Covered in jizz.
and they're totally clean. It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, Jeff's always
"Thumbs up,
totally
we
clean.
did it." Oh yeah.
That was at the beginning of
And
my
Cossack-
spiral. I
Cossack,
couldn't even enjoy that shoot.
Why?
The shooting the opening because the concussion.
Yeah.
Like I was everything in the world bad was happening in my head.
Yep.
And like I would see you there, but I couldn't be. There's Tony. I love Tony, but I couldn't.
Well, you didn't want to get close because I was covered in slime too.
Yeah, but I
The
couldn't.
biggest challenge of that shoot for me was that they wanted to do it 3 times,
Oh yeah.
and there was nowhere to clean up.
You got jizzed on 3 times
Yeah.
in one day?
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
Hey, by the way, we're at on the back lot of Paramount, and we have no place to clean up.
That's what I'm
what kind
saying.
of production is this?
Yeah,
how's
so
that?
there was a makeshift tent, and they're like, "Well, go put new clothes on, I guess." I'm like, I can't even get the stuff off of me.
Yeah.
I can't look like I haven't been through the car wash, so to speak.
Yeah.
And
That's a
they're like, "Do
detriment
your best.
production.
Here's a towel. Do your best." So then I got cleaned up as much as I could. Then they do it again, and then Spike, in his infinite wisdom, is like, "Now we gotta do it again."
Yeah.
Are you fucking serious?
Man, I thought I got jizzed on a lot.
At one point, the dude
This guy-
aiming it,
I wins.
but this was more all encompassing.
Yeah, no, me too.
Yeah. You're preaching to the choir.
Yeah.
I didn't think we'd go so bukkake talking here.
Finally.
Oh my God. Is it over? He just said bukkake. We gotta go, right? Like, surely.
We're off the
that's-
radar.
Oh my
We're
God.
kicked off YouTube.
Oh.
We were doing so good on there.
I know.
Are there standards on this show?
Not
It
anymore.
took you to push us over the edge.
Yeah. Well, they're standards. They're low, but they're standards.
But there was a point where, so the guy who's spraying it is up on a ladder. He's got this giant jet hose
Sorry.
shooting jizz. And he shoots everyone, all the army dudes, and then he comes to me and he just holds it on me. And I'm not kidding, I start getting scooted across the street.
From jizz.
On my it's already knocked
Top
me down.
that, Jason.
Yeah. I had scrapes.
I'm gonna dedicate my life to topping you. Wait, that sounded wrong.
No, I had
Anyway.
scrapes on my back. We're not ever doing this together.
Yeah.
Keep going. You're sorry. Jizz is pushing you back. Yeah.
It is propelling me across the asphalt. There you go.
Tony Tickle Top Hawk.
Oh, and it shot. They made me wear a McSqueeb wig because they wanted my hair to be.
got jizz.
That thing just shot out. Like that thing shot off. So have you done that? Has the jizz shot your hair off?
I mean, I don't have any asshole,
Oh.
but
Well, we can buy you a toupee and see if they
I
can shoot
was gonna
that
say,
off.
Yeah.
you did have some that you bought.
hit me up. Anybody wants to jizz my wig off? hit me on my DMs. I'll film it for Hulk versus Wolf. Jizz my wig off is a pretty cool.
I hate that I
I
can't.
don't mean to jizz your wig off, but
Right? That's like I feel like that's a saying that people should be saying more often.
Oh my God. Anyway, I got dragged across the street and I looked up and finally Spike is like, yeah, we got it. It finally worked. Oh, and Cossack broke his ankle.
Oh, wait. Well,
Jeff Tremaine
from
broke
walking?
Cossack's ankle.
Wait.
Because they were shooting it and Tremaine fell on Cossack.
He
and then
got
Cossack fell back.
jizzed onto a top of Cossack's ankle and
There you go.
just for months.
Another NBD, broken ankle.
That's I thought I was pretty high up in the getting jizzed on game. But obviously, I've stepped into a room of hurt because this is you
Yeah,
guys
you
are
ain't
in
seen
levels.
nothing yet, Jason.
Yeah, I don't know anybody that said they had their ankle broken from a jizz off. That is heavy,
Ankle broken, wig off,
Yeah.
back scraped.
man. All right,
Next
sorry.
level. The funny thing is we had to act like it was a monster too,
yeah. That
which
was
wasn't that hard once he started shooting it because it was like, oh,
super cold too.
yeah, it was
yeah.
cool, yeah.
Nothing worse than cold jizz.
Oh, and we couldn't. There's no showers, whatever, because we're on the lot. So I wiped off as best I could and drove home.
He drove home in jizz.
We always take care of you, Tony.
Yeah, right.
But I felt bad for the soldiers who had to lay in one spot in the jizz. It was a super cold day that day, and the jizz
Yeah.
just made you colder. I mean, you know better than me. But some guys got stuck to the ground. Some of the soldiers were literally stuck to the ground, and we had to like peel them off the ground.
Wow,
So
it's a hard day.
yeah, that's a tough day at work.
Yeah. What'd you do today, babe? I got peeled off the street because I was stuck in cold jizz for a couple of hours.
Oh, good.
But I did see Tony Hawk get his wig jizzed off his
I
head.
still have the skateboard and it's still coated.
Nice.
Cold jizz. That was a
Yeah.
Kiss song, right?
I know, that's got to be.
Yeah.
That's right.
That sounds more like a Guns N' Roses song.
Yeah.
Yeah, things. Well, definitely my experience with Jackass, that one being a highlight, I guess. But the other stuff that we did, it was funny how what you guys would ask me to do changed significantly after I got hurt. After I got hurt on Wildboyz.
Oh my
when
God.
when you guys would ask me to do stuff, they're like, no, not skating. Don't have Tony on a skateboard.
It was like, well, everyone thought we killed Tony Hawk.
Yeah.
You know?
No, it was a dark day. I'm not trying to belittle that, but what I was saying is when I would get that stuff, I was like, I don't want to.
no, we
naked
didn't.
stuff. Like I want to skate.
You've done enough, Tony. You know, you can't kill a national
Yep.
legend, a national icon.
No, that video is. I wasn't
Yeah,
there.
I
When
wasn't. I
see it,
wasn't
I
like
don't
that.
like
That
it.
wasn't what I was trying to focus.
Yeah,
on.
I wasn't
But
there
definitely,
either.
it was a little. It was just funny because you guys used to send all kinds of stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
we did the loop. We did the loop in Orlando.
Yeah, in a chicken suit.
Yeah, we did all that, and then after it was just like, yeah, maybe like Preston can sit on you,
Or maybe you
Yeah.
just get jizzed on all day.
that's all
Man,
we
I'm
got
kind of
for
pissed
you.
you guys didn't call me for that.
Yeah.
You want a guy with experience.
Yeah.
Take that right on the chin, Johnny.
But then there's no element of surprise, Jason.
Right.
They want the
Oh
element
yeah,
of surprise.
I don't. That's the part. I don't
Yes.
look scared when the jizz
Right,
is
right,
approaching.
right.
I'm like, yay!
Hello, Louise. Good times.
Yeah, it had to be either jizz or poop. We're talking about Jackass.
Yeah.
Oh man, there.
Okay, so give me just any highlight that you loved doing Jackass. Either that you were in or someone else is in. Like what happened? What went off where you're like, that was way better than I ever imagined? That was one of the
Well, I
funniest
mean,
things ever.
highlights just getting to do something with your friends and travel around the world with your friends. That's instantly what I think about. But there's a lot of ideas where I think because sometimes you'll start with an idea is like, this is going to be great, and you'll shoot it, and it's not great. And sometimes you have no idea, and we just get in front of the camera and start shooting. Those are really fun where we just create it. Like when in Jackass 3, it was a rainy day. We had nothing to do, and we just got some super glue. We're like, I don't know, go get some super glue. And then we just shoot all these really dumb things with super glue, like 69 and Wee Man and Preston together, super gluing.
That's really funny.
Bam glued his hand onto his dad's chest, and he came off with a hairy palm. Just little things like that. It wasn't like, it was funny. It wasn't the funniest thing we ever did, but it was just that happened. Or we had a rainy day in Florida. We're like, what do we do? I don't know. And Dave England's like, go get some ingredients for an omelet, and I'll eat it and then puke it up into the fryer and cook it.
That's right.
And then he got Steve-O to eat it. That was a great day and a terrible day because we have to turn the AC off when we're doing that. And it was Florida in the summer, so it was 110 degrees in that room. And then Steve-O ate the puked omelet, and then everyone starts puking. I can't believe this is what I came out with a highlight.
That is one of the funniest sort of external things that happens when the camera guys start puking.
Yeah.
Which never expected that element.
I did something else just jumped in my head. I was in Arkansas doing the riot control test with Bam and Dunn, and the boys were in New Orleans. And another time, all we had an idea was like, I was like, I wanted to get a card thrower that could throw a card really hard, and maybe if he could throw something else at someone's ass, or I didn't know. That was the whole idea. But the card thrower had an electric stool. He goes, I got an electric stool. And Jeff's like, yeah, bring it. And they shot that bit with Wee Man in the electric stool, and he thought that was the eureka moment where he's like, I know what's going on. There's a card throwing machine in here. It's so funny. Right. Sherlock Holmes figured it out.
You can feel the joy in everybody in that room that made it that much funnier.
Yeah, they just were shocked. Yeah. They were shocked that
Every
he came to that.
Every time he'd turn around and be like, wait a minute. And say, no, dude, it's still not that. Like
those kind of moments are the best to me. Like we do like big setup things, which I'm proud that we pull those off, but just the little silly ones I love.
Wee Man.
Wee Man.
The funniest thing I've ever seen is the slingshot Preston and Wee Man. I remember I went to the theater and I remember walking out and going, I can't believe that I'm friends with the funniest people in the world. This is the funniest movie I've ever seen. Like, I never laughed that hard seeing him slingshot into the water, and how scared Preston was jumping off a pier. It was just like...
No, but he didn't jump. He was trying to stay on.
I think he was pushed.
He was trying to stay up there.
Just the terror of... like, it's just jump off, you fuck. You know what I mean? Like, but he's I'm like, man, this person is amazing.
He's terrified of heights. Like,
right? No, yeah, I can kind of tell.
We had him dressed as painted black and dressed as a gorilla because he was Fay Ray and he was just standing on top of a porta potty and terrified.
That
banjo
was
hands.
Too high.
We had to like stop shooting and dig it out where the porta potty was only sticking out halfway out of the ground, and it was still too high. But the footage was amazing.
Yeah, it is. It's incredible. How much he wants to get off the roof is the best part about it. And just all you guys like, no, you got got it. It's good. He's like
banjo
please help."
hands.
Yeah.
But we shot it again because like
Wait, you made him do it twice.
we made him do it twice because it's like it was funny, but we didn't really get it. So we did it again. And he was up there like he was Tony Atlas up there. He wasn't scared at all. We're like, what the fuck's going on? He had taken Xanax. We're like, okay,
Oh, no way.
that's a wrap on this bit. You know,
No
he took all the
way.
fun out of it. So we stopped shooting it because
Yeah.
there was no stakes.
Did he admit that to you?
Yeah, yeah. We're like, what's going on? You're like, so brave today. I took Xanax.
Oh man,
There's so much
because
irony in that.
Yeah, yeah.
think about he did those because he was so terrified from the last time that
Oh,
he was
yeah.
like, I literally can't do it. I can't do
You
it.
can't do it.
Yeah. I'm gonna do drugs. I can't do it.
And drugs wrecked the performance.
Yeah.
It ruined the performance.
Yeah.
That's a lesson to you, kids.
As they
There you go.
do.
That's
as
right.
as they have, absolutely.
Remember that when
Well-
you're on a porta potty.
Hey,
Standing on a porta
Gorilla.
potty dressed as King Kong, painted as black as King Kong.
oh, also I want to thank you for indulging us in the intro thing that we did for David Loy for our video, Birdhouse Saturdays. You remember
Did
that?
I do something?
You did. You introduced the stunt
Oh, great.
because it was me and Dave, Wee Man, Steve-O in the car. Do you remember that?
Nope. How
Really?
long ago did I do it? I have no recollection of that.
2017.
I respect
Oh,
it.
come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
He hit his head as much as us, dude.
right.
Come on.
I feel bad. I have
Well, anyway, we had sort of cameo intros for all the skaters in our last Birdhouse video, and we did a Jackass intro. You introduced it,
Oh, great.
and you were like, "This is hey,
You're
I'm
welcome. Yes.
I'm Johnny
sorry.
Knoxville,
There you
and
go.
this is I can't remember. Like this
Hello,
is
my
Jump with the
name's
Porta
Johnny
Potty,
Knoxville, and this
and
is
then
David Loy,
we
Porta Potty
drove. David Loy was standing on top of the porta potty, and then we drove through it, and then he jumped off onto a skateboard.
Oh, sweet. Well, do tashimashite.
I love that you don't remember it at all.
I love that
That's
the most.
insane.
I'm so
And
happy.
now I'm going to look it up.
It's gonna be such a surprise to watch
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Hey,
So
that's
anyway,
me.
thanks for doing it. It was,
Check me out.
it was utterly forgettable, but thanks
Man,
for doing
boy,
it.
am I a good friend to Tony Hawk, right? I mean, look at me, just being a great guy over there that I don't recall.
The thing that sucked about it was that it was I was driving my Mini. We had the windshield set up for stunt action, or they put a thing on it, and they had to put this really thick piece of plywood on top of the porta potty to hold him up, and that thing kept coming into the windshield,
Oh, that's no good.
and we had to do it 3 times, and by the 3rd time, that thing was like
Yeah.
it was gonna hit me.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like, this is our last try. Like this is absolutely the last one. We
Yeah.
do it. But you were there.
I was there.
You loved it.
Yes.
I was there at the shoot, or I just did an intro for the
Oh,
shoot?
you were there.
Oh, fuck.
You introduced it every time.
Hey, man.
It's okay. I'm not mad. I'm telling you thank you. That's it. That's the end of the conversation.
No, you really. What you're
Thank you.
telling
Wait,
him
wait,
is
wait.
He's got brain damage. That's what
No,
you're
no,
telling him.
no. Wait.
Oh, here it comes.
I
Here it comes.
do remember being there now. I don't remember what happened, but I remember being there and seeing you. And I think that's one of the first times I met Steve-O's fiance.
Okay.
And so I remember.
Okay. There
there
we
you
go.
go.
Fuck,
That's
thank
it,
God.
thank
I
you.
felt embarrassed.
And you had a blast, right?
Oh, it's the time of my life. Thank you for inviting me down.
That was good. Okay. Make
Okay.
sure you like it.
Yeah. Thanks for watching, everyone. And
Thanks,
remember
Tony.
this podcast. Remember this podcast.
I will
okay?
never forget
Thank you.
this
Yeah,
podcast.
This is
You should
most
punch him in the
notable.
dick or something to make it like.
no.
Yeah.
Let's get some super glue.
Yes.
Yeah,
All
you
right.
guys should super glue your faces together, and then I'll just leave.
I gotta drive home. I got a long drive. You guys do that.
He's not busy.
I
He
can
come
sit
with
on you like cowgirl style.
Okay, that's it. That's it. See ya. Thank you.